Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovative, and amazing Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, the one, the only, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, off into glorious and near magical 1v1 here on, you guessed it, it is Twin Beaches. In the north stands Lattouf, fighting here for the British Army, the Commonwealth, the 1st Infantry Division. On the receiving end, here an assault under the command of the esteemed Commander Orangepest, fighting for the Deutsches Afrika Korps. Here with the 3rd Panzer Grenadier Division, with a Panzer Pioneer Panzer Grenadier start here versus lots of sappers here from Lattouf and the British Empire, and a Vickers machine gun as well. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for their continued and glorious support of the Propagandacaster's Wyford, and a very big hearty thanks to Iron Fist for his donation and support the Propagandacaster that way. So, off to this as well. Here we got Panzer Grenadier pushing through the south here, the Karabiner 89 Kurz, a name basically given to sort of deceive the Western Allied powers about the Germans' weapons development program was going. They did a lot of that, you know, giving either, like, shall we say, up to different years of development, or, you know, just saying, oh, it's a really short carbine, it's totally not a bolt-action rifle. Wink, wink. Jürgen, you're not supposed to be winking at the Allies! Oh, yeah, sorry. Anyway, 2nd Panzer Squad out here for Orangepest, pushing for something with a bit more heft to it. Panzer Pioneer western side here, sappers steadily advancing for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. And there you go, first shots fired. Panzer Pioneer here versus the sappers, Mark II Sten guns versus Kar 98Ks. Sapper rapidly closing the distance with the Panzer Pioneer there, looking for blood and possibly some tea. Quick sandbags here, grab northern fuel point here. Meanwhile in the south, the Orangepest steadily advances for the far side. His Panzer Grenadiers quickly crossing across the lighthouse here and pushing for the southern field point here. Got the point there. And we got a 3rd Panzer Grenadier squad on the way there for Orangepest, going for those hard Panzer Grenadier. We got infantry section as well now here for Lattouf and the British Empire, lads. Vickers there, sees in the centre. Northern beaches now being claimed by the British Empire as Orangepest lays claim to the southern beaches. 3rd Panzer Grenadier squad ready here. Orangepest clearly a believer in Panzer Grenadier supremacy, or he just wants to go for them. Panzer Grenadiers necessarily aren't bad as such. The problem is they do tend to perform weakly in the early game, and you do need a lot of upgrades for them to be really good. Hence why a lot of players just prefer Panzer Pioneer for their cost. They're just better out of the box, if that makes sense. All the way in the southeast section, right about the 2 Panzer squads in there. Go Vickers sitting up here in the building. Quickly opening out the Panzers, crouching at least Squad Otto then, forcing it back. Squad Reinhardt falling back towards the fuel point here. Grabbing munitions point here. Probing northwards with the Panzer Pioneer again here. We can see Lattouf is slightly withdrawn. And we got 4 Panzer Grenadiers here. Orangepest going for a very intensely heavy infantry approach here. 2 thumbs up. Leading the way. Panzer Grenadier northwards here. Grab the point here. We got sappering forwards. 2 saps here as the Panzer Pioneer here. This could get a bit spicy at the same time by the southern fuel point. Another British assault is underway, but here by the north is definitely what I think is going to be the most hottest at the moment. As we've got 2 sapper sections versus the Panzer Pioneer. The Panzer Grenadiers, the Panzer Pioneer with already forced off. And so Orangepest very judiciously withdraws the Panzer Grenadiers. We kept shooting, but then the sappers could just rush them down and they've been murdered. In the south here, Panzer being pushed back as the assault goes off here from the British Empire. And meanwhile in the north, though, we see what's actually going on. He's actually withdrawing them and then pulling in even more Panzer Grenadiers. I think trying to lull Lattouf into a false sense of security before pushing forwards with an awful lot of German infantry. We also got the light support company up here for Orangepest. And so far as the land. Sappers withdrawing. Section got the fuel point here. Panzer the pushing forwards, and there you go, light support company up. Even for the British player, we're just seeing more infantry coming out. We're not really seeing much else as of yet here out of Lattouf. No signs, I think, of upgrade on the section side. The Sassmore on the centre here. Sees northern points here by the north beach, but the south beach is still being seized here by the British Empire. Sappers rolling in here, going for the car point. Panzer Pioneer, the Panzer pushing back the sappers, getting a few kills here. Panzer's further withdrawing. We got an ambulance all the way there for Orangepest, which, with that much infantry, is an absolute necessity. Now, you can't really afford to, like, wait long to get out a fair amount of, like, an ambulance for this much infantry, in particular with the Panzer Grenadiers. Flamethrower from the Panzer Pioneer. And we do, I believe, have some tech there for Lattouf, so that'll be the platoon command post. We got the Panzers firing a bit there from the sappers. Big push here across the southern beach. We've got Panzers on the lighthouse here, firing down here. At the same time, far south, this section moving up as well. Things are getting pretty spicy, but as all this is happening, Orangepest actually launching a deep flank, but this time the Lattouf is ready, it would appear. Sort of sensing that, hey, he's not grabbing the further points here. He might have a flank around here. Panzer push back here as Lattouf goes to the carve point here. In the south, Panzer is being routed as well there as Lattouf rapidly advances here for the British Empire and now lays claim to the southern beaches in their entirety. Meanwhile, mechanized company at Orangepest, Panzers are reinforcing healing. Sandbags on the carve point looking to make it more defensible. Vickers are remaining dug in. Oh, that's actually the field infantry. We do get the platoon command post there. So far, all spiffing there for the British. The only thing that's sort of worth noting is we're still not seeing any upgrades for his men. No sapper flamethrowers or, say, you know, recce packages. Orangepest, of course, not about to allow this affront to the German Reich to stand, pushes forwards here to reclaim the southern beaches from the British beast. South here section holding up at the southern fuel point. Panzer going to need Panzer moving forwards here. We immediately there got the corporal dropping dead. And we got the mechanized company up here. And Achtergaard here could be a pretty good or possible choice here, I think, for Orangepest. There's the British, of course, with all their anti-tank rifles. Achtergaards can be a bit more so-so. There's also the Stuart light tank, though it could still be a very good choice, nonetheless, depending how the British player actually reacts to that. We also, of course, go for the Stu D. And there's always the Martyr 3. Though without any sort of vehicles to sort of go after with it, it's probably not going to be the immediate choice there of Orangepest, unless he's really thinking far ahead. Recce package there for the section. Going to increase the firepower there with a pair of scoped Lee Enfield rifles. Some of which would actually serve with the German army as sniper rifles. Up north here, Panzer, there we go. We actually got the veteran squadrons upgrade here. Very much also expected with 4 Panzer Grenadiers. You definitely want to upgrade them as much as possible. Of course, includes the veteran squad leaders, so they become 6-man, but they also become a bit hard to kill and they gain experience fast. It's a really good upgrade for infantry in general, of course. The best if you actually go for like any amount of infantry. Sappers there being repaired with the Panzers up close. There's that many Panzer Grenadier. The sappers, even with a flamethrower, are powerless against the might of Germany. And there you go, we do get the archive. Sappers closing in again here. Feels like here Lattouf perhaps is not quite learning his lesson. We also can see there that indicates some kind of bonus there. So Indian artillery seems very likely here from Lattouf, though of course it could surprise. We do also get a Stuart light tank, so clearly expecting an Achtergaard here. He's going to counter it with the M3A1 Stuart light tank. Meanwhile, Orangepest going for the next push. No enough munitions of any machine given anytime soon while it's been securing the southern beaches. He didn't get the northern one, so is behind on munitions here compared to his opponent. Achtergaard right around the corner, there we go. The 232. Panzer being caught by the Vickers, machine gun there, Panzer being forwards. Good pressure from Lattouf to fire against Orangepest. And there you go, Armoured Support with the superior fire drills for increased damage in the cracks machine gun on the Achtergaard, which makes it really good. But there you go. Bit of a nice surprise here for Orangepest. We got the M3A1 Stuart light tank engaging the Achtergaard there, getting some great shots in with its 30mm gun here. We do have Panzer pushing forwards here. Might be an attempt to, you know, make his opponent think he's got the anti-tank grenades already. He is going for them. And we got the survival package on the end here for Lattouf, which besides providing smoke also means he can slowly repair itself. In this case, though, he can't pursue. And of course, this much infantry constantly running around the Stuart, you know, I think is making Lattouf definitely start to consider his opponent is going for anti-tank grenades, which he was. Just didn't have them ready on time. So almost got the Achtergaard here, but that was at least a bit of fortune there for Orangepest, and he did avoid, you know, losing his heavy armored car there to the British. Bit of rifle fire there, Panzer going to be pushing forwards. All 3 victor Panzer control the British Empire as well here. Stuart withdrawing, turning around here, going for the Panzer gun up there. Definitely could do with some repairs on that heavy armored car there. Stuart pushing back the Panzer Grenadier. Nice little shot there. And we got Armada Not a big surprise, of course, in response to the Stuart light tank. Bringing a tank destroyer to blast that apart, but of course be very handy there for Orangepest and the German army. Recce section was the Panzergrenadier here. Do believe we're also getting some machine guns away for someone. Yep, it's actually the retreating squad that has been equipped with the MG-34. Armoured car punch those of the section on the carve point here, routing here his men, but the Stuart remains a formidable opponent there otherwise until the Marder 3 arrives, and even then, depending on how he then uses the Stuart light tank, the Marder may still struggle a bit here.
Marder tank destroyer, standing by. MG fire!
Ooh, Ralph grenade off in the pencil grenades there, caught them hiding in the flower bed there and just blasted it with the Ralph grenade. But there we go, Marder going for the Stuart light tank here. Smoke deployed here, and the Stuart largely escapes to the wrath of the Marder 3 tank destroyer, based off the Czechoslovakian Panzer 38T chassis, and mounting a Soviet converted SIS gun. Fun fact there. In fact, the Germans would do a lot of conversions using captured equipment like that. That's a fun side note. In fact, the Marder 1 series entirely was basically just French converted tanks mounting, you know, other packs again converted enemy guns. Northeast trying to mine there. Very lucky they went on one lost. I mean, after that, pushed straight in a tank grenade here. Vickers though got cleared out. That's a pretty good kill here for Orangepest. Meanwhile, up northeast happens the punch up close, but yeah, there's just too many punch grenadier here. And we got the focus fire ability there. Thumbs up. We've got a grenade in return here. The number 69 percussive grenade. And the sappers actually end up being the punch grenadiers here up close, in part, I think, due to that seal ability I suspect they have. But ultimately, though, there's just too many Germans about with too many guns. Marder, meanwhile, withdrawing here. Interesting enough, he has gone for Indian artillery, which, again, is what I assume we haven't seen any Gurkhas, which, you know, would be a pretty good addition to, like tackle all these Panzergrenadiere with something a bit more elite. So, heading northwards there. Back in base for Orangepest, and nothing further transpiring as of yet. Panzergrenadier pushing forwards here through the south. Vickers back in action. Panzergrenadier with held down. Achtergaard pushing forward there, crushing masonry there. Oh, masonry just don't work there. Still moving up. Good shot there through the side armor of the Achtergaard there with its 30mm gun. Another great shot here. Sappers, Panzer Pioneer fighting it out here. Marder there blasting away. Almost getting the Sappers there. In fact, white close call there for Lattouf in the south. Another push here by the 1st Infantry there against lightly held German possessions. Incredibly lightly held, if anything. And we got a 6-pounder gun out here for Lattouf and the British Empire. Meanwhile, Orangepest is going for another Achtergaard. Could perhaps be a way to try and maybe bait his opponent to going for more Stuarts, or perhaps try and push him into some kind of attack. Hard to say that exactly what the game plan is there. Quick Ralph grenade here on the Panzergrenadiers here. Panzer flanking up behind the Recce section here, attacking from both sides, catching a bit of a pincer, though the Panzergrenadiers could also be caught in return by more troops in there. Goes stood on the flank here, Veterans who want achieved. Also, I do think he's gone for the training center. Yes, indeed. Seen a bit of a drop-off there after the nerfs to it, but I do think it still is a pretty handy upgrade to have. Totally called in here by the Recce section. Achtergaard pushing forward to number 2 Stuart there, continuing onwards here towards the beach. Support Panzer's in trouble. We got the Recce section there. Go trying to move on the Achtergaard here. Being pushed back though through intense artillery fire from the 25-pounder gun. Sand all over the place. Which on the beaches is not really that much of an issue when you think about it. Achtergaard there pursuing the Stuart. Nick is there holding up the German push for the sender alongside the 6-pounder gun here. Northern fight beaches here also being fought over here, but it's mostly helped by the British so far. Marder hanging back here. Waiting for the right time to strike. South here we got the Achtergaard pushing force as well. And we got the company command posted up here for Lattouf and the British Empire. This could mean Crusaders. This could mean Matildas. Could even mean Grant tanks. All have their value. And we got here the Flampanzer 4 there. And ooh, we actually got the Panzer Armee Command on the way there for Orangepest, so he's not just going to stick around with Achtrats and Mardis, he's actually going to be taking out there. 2 thumbs up. Things are getting exciting. Forceman healing here, fresh British push here. Again, focusing on the beaches here because that is where the majority of the fuel is located, plus the 2 victory points. Not a shabby idea here by Lattouf, and of course Orangepest, I imagine, is also somewhat aware of the importance of this. Stuart moving forwards here slowly. Almost got that done. Another big push here. Orangepest, I imagine, is careful about fitting too much in there because he doesn't leave himself, of course, open in the north, but at the same time, he can't afford to ignore a beach push either here. There we go. Martyr there on the flank of the Stuart. Great shot there. 6-pounder gun there. Not quite ready to fire away at the Martyr. And the Arclights also make it difficult to push forwards without the Stuart's assistance. So, with just a few units here, Orangepest is doing, I think, a good job there holding up a larger force. But there you go. 6-pounder gun opening up the Martyr. We also got flares off here from Lattouf. Making good line of sight here, of course, available for the 6-pounder gun here. Meanwhile, Stuart being moved northwards, catching the Arclight up here. Could try maybe for a Trek shot there, stun shot, but no. Doesn't go for it. Stuart meanwhile taking a few hits for the side armor of the Arclight. Martyr moving forward in the south here, getting the southern points nonetheless, but there you go. Counterattack here from Orangepest. Panzer is charging in, and Lattouf definitely not quite ready for that, but there you go. There's changes in the Earthman take up that battlefield. We've got the Crusader tank ready here, rushing it to the front line here. Panzer Grenadier being absolutely mauled out in here with the Crusader 2 here, which is soon going to be the Crusader Mark III, but there you go. Panzer Grenadier here with the Haftverladung. Magnetic mine there, basically an anti-tank weapon there. I believe was the reason the Germans would actually start developing Simuret for their tanks, because they sort of figured, well, if we got magnetic weaponry, the other guys are going to have them too, aren't they? 6-pounder gun cleared out here. Stuart moving in. Panzer Pioneer wiped. That's a good kill, but that's it. The Stuart on the hand goes up in flames. On the other hand, the Marder also went up in flames. So, yeah. A lot of action here going for the car point here. Orangepest quickly looking to exploit any openings in Lattouf's lines. Of course, he needs to be mindful of the Crusader fleet. And we got command tanks and salvage kits here for now for Orangepest. He's closing in on that Panzer fleet as well here versus Lattouf. The South Beaches, despite losses suffered, are felled fairly firmly by the British. Got the Crusader Mark III, of course, with its 6-pounder gun mounted. That said, Orangepest is going to struggle with that because he now really doesn't have anything except the anti-tank grenade. So there's the Haftverladung there to deal with it.
Territory overrun.
Achtrad seems a bit forgotten up here. He's gone for the emergent repair kits here. Can go for a Panther in a few moments. There we go. Panzerkampfwagen 3 Ausführung L. Got that Crusader Mark III moving forwards. Nothing further here at the base. Achtrad being pushed back here, but the Crusader, unsurprisingly, not exactly what you'd call an equal engagement. Some very light damage here for the side armor from the Achtrad and his auto cannon. And the fleet is almost done here for Orangepest. Finding here for the northern fuel point, but the heavy armored car quickly puts a stop to that dream for now. He's also been gains in the south here. Panzer 3 ready. Moving into Sissefaserland, yeah. Meanwhile, back here we got another Crusader tank here for Lattouf. Got the Artwing forwards here right at the Crusader, it seems. So hoping to maybe use it to draw away attention from the Panzer DC. Crusader they're pulling in here at the same time. Section moving up. Panther moving up with more Arclight support here. Looks like the Arclight heat and the West may just narrowly not escape here. Close, but there's a good chance he's able to finish it off here. That said, he might be able to finish off the Crusader then. By flanking around. That said, Arclight he could get pinned up with the 20 tank grenades. I think it's left 2-3 what's going on. Oh, if he does, and that's great here for Orangepest, Crusader here heading up, flying to the northern beaches, hoping to escape Orangepest, but Orangepest is not falling for that one, and he runs straight onto the beaches himself. So there you go, a tank duel in the far northern end of the map, which you just typically never get. And there you go. Half the lightning there, tossed very far, that's the thing. Their combined arms bonus by means that, like, you know, they can actually toss their grenades very far when they're close, like, you know, to vehicle.
Flampanzer 3 is eager for action, Commandant.
That sets in Crusader here, ripping through the Artgard, and that means both are going to be down now.
Our soldiers are falling in battle.
And in an interesting choice here, they actually got the Flampanzer 3 out here for Orangepest. Obviously got good anti-infantry focus, but it's not something you see too much of. But nonetheless, quite interesting here. Going straight for the recce sectors up north, they definitely need to withdraw here before they get burned to a cinder. Crusader blasting away here. Southern fuel here being grabbed by the Panzergrenadier here. Orangepest keeping up pressure where we can here versus Lattouf and the British Empire. Got the Flampanzer 3 moving towards the south. Yep. Panzergrenadier here rounded as they encounter the armoured might of the British Empire here, the Crusader 3.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
The fact about the Crusader 3 actually use the same suspension system as the T-34, the Christie suspension. Like the T-34, though, I do believe they actually did a lot of work there to actually fix the stability of it, because while the Christie suspension allowed a tank to go fast, it did come at the cost of making the tank very bumpy, and thus very unstable there on the move with the gun. Heading south over the section.
Our fuel point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Orangepest rapidly moving in to grab as much as he can here where there's no resistance from his opponent. Quick grenade down the Crusader. Slight shock. Another Panzer 3 here for Orangepest. Thumbs up.
We're losing ground.
He could, of course, like, try and salvage some more of these stuff he's got lying around here. Maybe he has, but part of me is surprised he hasn't at least salvaged that, you know, Stuart light tank here.
With them.
Enemy troopers are pushing the line!
6-pounder gun with Crusader tank support here. We got a push up north as well. A Flampanzer 3 there, moving in fairly awkwardly. But we got the push going forwards. Panther being held up with a 6-pounder gun. At tank for touch, there got another grenade here. And again, that combined arms bonus does allow for a pretty Herculean throw there. Sappers being burned up here by the mighty Flampanzer 3. Good shot from the Crusader through the side armor. He needs more tanks. Mr. Lattouf, and he needs them badly. 6-pounder gun there cleared out. More grenades here. This time, though, on the Flampanzer 3. Damaging the engine. Definitely not the kind of tank where you want, like, any engine damage. Like, any general damage to that particular compartment. Panzer they've been apart, and there you go. We got actually called in here. Could be a perimeter watch by the looks of it. From Lattouf, and there you go. Yup, things are being lit up here. An absolutely insane ability here. And it just wipes the Panzergrenadiers. I'm surprised he didn't suffer more, honestly, considering, like, the sheer firepower of this thing here. Flampanzer 3, by the way, somehow escapes too. Wow. But the Panther 3, though, goes down. It ended up being quite an explosive engagement. Heavy losses on both sides. And of course, more than anything, signals also he has gone for Indian artillery, if there's any doubt before. Got the Matilda 2 tank out here for Lattouf. Going for something a bit more chunky. There's all these Panther 3s. Machining gun pin there being added to the Panther 3 Model L. Fine with its little 50mm gun there. High velocity. Got the Matilda 2 advancing on it. With its 2-pounder gun, which is basically 40mm. Flying away there at the Panther 3L. Getting so penetrating hits in there. So Orangepest there, making some gains but also taking some losses. Fresh wave of infantry heading northwards as well. I'm still surprised that no Gurkhas either from Lattouf. I mean, they are really excellent infantry, and considering like how hard Orangepest went into infantry, the lack of Gurkhas definitely seems a bit peculiar.
Panzergrenadiers standing by.
These Panzergrenadiers have certainly also, I think, performed reasonably well here for Orangepest.
every word that boy has said. I have no resources liberated.
Moving forwards, straightening into the Matilda 2 again with the Panther Fleet. We got another Panther Fleet here, the Orangepest. We got Baker sitting up here, Panzer there being held back. Sappers section advancing here, looking to flank around here for the lighthouse here against Lattouf's position by the beach. I think that's a smart move. Panther Fleet being pushed back. Flam Panther Fleet there, getting repaired slowly. Panzergunners there firing up here from the lighthouse position on the troops down there. Matilda moving forwards. Second Panther Fleet there, slowly inching forward towards the front line, asking for a direction as it goes.
Orders incoming. Don't overfill us. Move.
There we go. Recce section out here with the Flam Panzergunner combo. Matilda hauling back. I would not be surprised if he's just going to keep pushing up Matildas against all these Panzer Fleets, or he might, of course, still consider going for the Grant tank. It's quite good, but tend not to get a lot of, looking at anyways, Panther Fleet here versus the Recce section up north here. Of second Panther Fleet moving about a bit further. Got the Flam Panzer Fleet up by the North Road, by the North Beach. Matilda heading towards the southern beaches here. Vic is here, caught by the other Panther Fleet. There we got Panzer sneaking up behind here. Really making use of the, many paths you can take here around the southern beaches to flank up behind Lattouf's 6-pounder guns here. Thumbs up to Orangepest, and there you go. Anti-tank grenade off here, and looks like it's time to strike for Orangepest. We've got the Panther Fleet moving in. I think that's even the Flam Panzer moving in here. A bold push here by him, but there you go. Snares off here. Anti-tanks are being cleared out here. Men are dying in the numbers on both sides. The sands are being stained red with the blood of countless Germans and Englishmen. 6-pounder guns being cleared out again here. Matilda gets a good shot off. The Panther Fleet are pushing forwards here. Matilda taking nasty hits. We've got the Flam Panzer there burning through the Tommies. A real Tommy cooker, if you will. 6-pounder guns there being wrecked. Orangepest making sure there is no chance here that these things get recovered and used against his panzers ever again. Matilda, those taking some nasty hits from the Panther Fleet. Has he gone for tungsten? Yes, he has, which definitely gives his Panther Fleet a good chance of penetrating. Up north here, Flam Panther Fleet going straight for the base, right into an anti-tank grenade. We got another Matilda 2 here, though, for Lattouf. Matilda there being hauled back, conducting a few swift-off repairs to fix up the damaged engine. That is its veteran's one ability. Panther Fleet being hauled back there towards the base, both heavily damaged, though, of course, emergency repair kits does provide a good bit of help there. Of course, worth noting about tungsten core ammunition, tungsten was really in short supply with the German army. They actually had at one point a German anti-tank, I think it was the Pak 41, that actually used tungsten ammunition. It was actually quite good, but the problem was they just didn't have enough, so they actually had to discontinue the whole Pak 41 project. So it was rather rare there for the Germans to actually have enough of that stuff. Panther Fleet's being fixed up.
Where's my map? This will hold me for a while.
North here, Flam Panther Fleet hiding out. And again, note the way he's using the terrain. He's open up multiple paths of attack here against Lattouf. Never ensuring he gets caught up in just one angle of attack. He can always attack Lattouf from multiple points, which makes it harder for Lattouf, of course, to set up cohesive attack, and also punishes him if he just commits too hard there. So I think tactically very nicely played here by Orangepest. Thumbs up. And there you go again. He's also making use of these beach points here, onto the beaches here. Then go for deep flanks against Lattouf. 2 thumbs up. In particular, with the anti-tanks removed, it becomes much harder for Lattouf to defend against these kind of maneuvers. But there you go. Matilda gets a good shot here for the side armor of the Panther Fleet. Flam Panther Fleet playing some light support here. Other anti Panther Fleet against the other Matilda, but lacks more support, and we get another martyr here for Orangepest. Something with a bit more punch against all of these Matilda 2 infantry tanks. South here, Panther Fleet, they're slowly pushing off the Matilda just a bit, at least keeping it from advancing too much far off. Lattouf definitely feeling the heat here versus Orangepest. We also now got this Stuka anti-tank loiter to further, provide some pressure against Lattouf and those verdammte Englischer Schwein. Panther Fleet there, slowly approaching them. We've got the Matilda pushing forwards there. And there we go, another Marder Fleet here for Orangepest. Shots being bounced off each other here. Attila falling back as Orangepest in a daring move goes straight for his opponent's base here. Burning through the field infirmary. No mercy here. I imagine unexpected. Until they're going over the Flampanzer 3. And meanwhile, as all this is happening, he's actually taking advantage of the response to the base. Assault with the Flampanzer 3 to commit the rest of his armored forces to an assault on the beaches here. Basically turning the Flampanzer 3 into decoy to weaken the defense here. Really sharp play there by Orangepest, and definitely does the trick, because with him splaying at Matilda 2, the other one is left unsupported and thus an easy target for the Panther Thieves and the Marder. Now he's down to just one Matilda with not much other support here, but we do get 17-pounder guns being unlocked here. Clearly wants something with a bit bigger boom here against all these Panther Thieves. Arguably could have gone for this a bit sooner then. And a 30-minute cartridge near for Orangepest. Meanwhile, it's still being pursued here by air support, deploying smoke, but it's just not enough here. And with that, the Matilda is down, and Lattouf is quite frankly deeply exposed. Flampanzer going for the bunched up infantry, forcing them back towards the base here.
Receiving reports of enemy points. 300 remain.
And there you go, Lattouf now finds himself entirely within his own base. He is going for those 17-pounder anti-tank guns. But will they be there in time as Orangepest attacks again the base of the Flampanzer, going for the infirmary once more. Remember, Arthur, it's not a war crime if he wins the war. And there he actually pops the Panzer Storm, which besides giving, a nice speed boost, also means they cannot be snared or suffer engine damage. And there goes 17-pounder base, really fast pivot, good golly. Guess it's made to sort of make it more attractive to use. Still can't catch up with these Panther Thieves. He's burning through the platoon command post. We've still got the other Panthers, the Marder hanging back. He's also engaging the section command post here. Lattouf's base is being steadily leveled here. He's going for another 17-pounder gun as all of this is happening. But of course the other one is basically just stuck at his base entrance, as it's too heavy to move by hand. Which was fairly common for anti-tank guns that size. Anyways, Panther Thief rushing forwards here. There you go. Panther Storm was worn off and it can suffer engine damage. On the other hand, it's so close to the 17-pounder gun that it can sort of outcircle it anyways. As you can just see out, like, where the arc is narrowest, which is right next to it. Meanwhile, platoon command post almost gone. The section command post is now nothing but a memory. And there you go. All he's got left is the company command post and the headquarters here. At this point, we're just waiting for Lattouf to throw the towel into the ring. But Lattouf seems to think he can win this with two 17-pounder guns. He can't move out of his base. Because they're cleared out. Panther Thief taking us it from the 17-pounder gun. I'm surprised Lattouf is still fighting this. Perhaps he just wants to waste Orangepest's time. Who knows? And there you go, Flampanzer Fleet is just burning through the 17-pounder gun crews here. And there you go, got one of them. They're reinforcing fast, but they can't reinforce that fast, clearly. Surprised he hasn't here going for rapid fires. That would obviously allow his Panther Fleet to shoot even faster. And there you go, command tank with that. Lattouf finally throws in the towel, calls it quits, and falls back with what he's got left. So GG here, a nice fierce back and forth fighting between Orangepest and Lattouf. Lattouf, I feel like, definitely could have done more with his battle group. A lack of Gurkhas definitely stood out to me. And a part of me would also really like to see some of those Grant medium tanks, as I feel like, the extra guns they do pack could also be quite helpful in pushing back Orangepest at, crucial junctures. But also just tactically, Orangepest, I think, just, did overall outplay him a lot of the time. And there's certainly the question, in with all those elements, would that still help Lattouf? But I do think some Gurkhas would have gone a long way, though. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. Hope it gave you some matches. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider supporting the Propagandacaster by donating our Patreon on Patreon. Links in the description. This is Imperial Exchange. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.